So quite the personal question and quite fair, I would say. So yes, when I was a boy, I had an atheistic worldview. I felt that science was the answer to everything and that all that there was is what you could taste, touch, and smell. And so when I fell into a crowd of people that were practicing witchcraft, to me that was all Hollywood. It was fun and games. It was a big joke. And so I got into playing with Ouija boards, and I played with them a lot. And they had some very impressive and entertaining skills where they could tell people stuff that only they would know, and they weren't even touching it. And that the people that were touching it would have no idea. And so that was entertaining, and it did entertain me, although I found that it had a tendency to go off on radical fantasy that was pretty ridiculous when you think about it, but it was still entertaining. And so one day I challenged it. And when that happened, it said, oh, I can prove it. And I said, well, by all means, do so. And it said, oh, I'll turn the lights on and off. And I said, well, by all means, go ahead and do it. And in this challenging, eventually it started to turn the lights on and off. And I panicked. And I ran up. I was alone at the time in a room with a closed door. And I went up to my friend and I was saying to my friend, Johnny, the lights in your room are going on and off and on and off. And he said to me, he said, Rob, calm down. They're fluorescent lights. They flicker. I said, no, they're going on and off and on and off. I was freaked out. And so it continued to do other things. That was probably the most egregious. And over time, I came to realize that there just wasn't a rational explanation, especially when I looked at how pernicious the Ouija board could be. What it would do is it would tell you these things that were extremely impressive. This is what it did with me and other people that I played with it with, that were just unbelievable that it could actually know that. And it would do this until you came to a point where you started to believe whatever it said. And in retrospect, I was able to understand that when that happened, everything after that was a lie. It was just ridiculous stuff about you're so important and you're so special and you're going to do everything that you want in life and you're the most important person. Just really selfish kinds of things feeding into your vanity and doing other things like that that were just not healthy. And so I realized at that point, somewhere along those lines, that this thing was spiritual, it was evil, and it could affect this world. And that told me that's any other name, that's a demon. And if there are demons, then there must be angels. And if there are angels and demons, there must be a God. And if there's a God, I want to know who it is. I want to know who this is. So I read the Bible a couple of times. That's what it took. I was on my own. And then I became a believer. Got baptized in the Holy Ghost and ain't going back. So that's another story. The baptism of the Holy Ghost. God spoke to me audibly. Yeah, actually happened. Happened 2 times after that as well. So that's why I'm a Christian. I'm a believer for sure, for life.